right, so I'm the oldest. I'm Sam. John's my younger brother, and Leslie's my younger sister. And though we are a musical family, I'm not here to perform anything musically. I have found my path headed in a more pastoral direction in my lifetime. So I'm actually the one that gets to speak in this matter and talk a little bit about what it was like growing up in the Conver home. So I wanted to start with, the anecdote is that in Eastern cultures, when there's a speaker that they want to honor, the way they do about that is they talk quite a bit about the person's father. After the list of accomplishments and the awards the father has earned is given a full hearing, it's only then that the speaker's introduced, and then it's not really about their acknowledgments or their awards at all. It's just as if to say, and here is so-and-so's son, right? So I thought, since it's my task to talk about our home life, that we would honor my dad, or I suggest that we honor my dad by going the other route and looking at the lives of his kids. So I'm going to start with Leslie, and in Leslie's case, she's pretty easy. She didn't ever really challenge mom or dad. She was always eager to please and to never get in trouble, and she could be trusted with anything. That's still true today. Even now, she manages to run a home with two of the youngest members of our family, David and Matthew. They are the youngest, and therefore they require the highest maintenance, but they're also the cutest. She does all this while leading as a minister of music in her own church. She's always strived for excellence in every task. She married a man, very similar temperament as my father has. Bob is easy to get along with, always calm. He chooses his words very carefully. She found in him the same security that was always there, always present in our home growing up. And she found in him someone intelligent enough to keep up with even her challenging intellect. John proved a bit more challenging. Mom tells us John was really easy as a baby, but after that, right from the go, John had more creative energy than Leslie or I combined. This played out in hyperactive behaviors and a supernatural knack for building close relationships with very, very odd personality types. Today, still, John is most at home when he's surrounded by other creative and talented personality types where they can play off each other. With John, things were never boring, and some of the people he brought home were every bit just as interesting. And to some personality types, like Leslie, they would think, these people are crazy. And you can see that even in their music selections. You've got City of God and The Who. I mean, how can you be more different? They used to argue, and they both were experts at pushing each other's buttons all the time. Today, John is still the most creative of us. He's writing music, auditioning for shows, playing in 2 bands, managing a life in New York, which is a city I could only stand to visit. His sense of humor is infectious, and people are just happier when he's around. And like Leslie, John also pursues excellence in his craft, and he's made his family his biggest fans. His adventures and his dreams are big, and he regularly reminds me to dream big too. But with John and Leslie together, that kind of set the tone in our home. It was one of providing a place of security for Leslie, seeing her feelings and her needs were not overlooked in a home where she was outnumbered, guys to girls. But also finding a channeling place for John's creative energy and his colorful friendships, and these 2 opposing personality types, both learning to live and compromise and love the opposite. And that's the home my parents built.